Welcome back to the Sunday Footy Show. The Battle of the Bridge, or whatever you want to call it in Sydney, is going to get more and more intense. It was a good example of it yesterday. A better and higher quality standard of footy built. The Swans by 21 points. The Giants will take something out of the game, I reckon.
Oh, no doubt. They won't lose any fans out of this. They might pick up a few. They were fantastic, the Giants. And Sydney, just a professional win in the end. Too good. Buddy Franklin, 5 goals, 5. And Isaac Heaney is a star with 4 goals. Hanbury good. McVeigh, very good off that half-back line. But this man here, Buddy, he is the best player in the competition right now, and he's also the best player in the comp.
What about 5?
No. We'll have this chat in a minute.
I'm with you.
Also, he's playing the best footy of his career. Unbelievable. And he's a utility forward. Look at this. And he's got his little mate Isaac Heaney here was good. He kicked 4 goals and they were just fantastic. 9 goals, 5 between them up forward. The Swans are very good. Led at half-time by 31 points. They had plenty of run from the half-back line with Shaw and McVeigh and Lloyd. Oh, Lordo was good too from the half-back line. The Giants come back in the third quarter and they actually outscored Sydney after half-time, 9 goals to 6.
They're playing some pretty good footy.
Oh, mate,
GWS, aren't they?
we're bullish about them. Don't worry about that. They're very competitive. They keep at it. They could have easily given it up. And they had probably 2 or 3 bad lapses where Sydney kicked 3 or 4 goals. Game over.
Lockie Whitfield, the number 1 draft pick. Best game he's played so far. He's had a few injury concerns, but 36 disposals, fantastic.
Outstanding. He might even get a vote. But they could play finals ball.
I reckon they will. I haven't had a good look at their draw, but I reckon they will. I think a lot of their young guys now, it's their third, fourth, they've got 50 games behind them, so the fade out won't come. And I think they've got enough experience getting Griffin, Patfull, and these sort of guys in to be able to hold up. So I reckon they might just sneak into the back door of the 8.
Well, they're 7th at the moment. It looks like 6 standout teams. They're going to be right there in the frame for 7 and 8 if they keep playing the way they are against a pretty good outfit yesterday.
Oh, no doubt. And the professional outfit, no doubt. But Big Mummy, he's a worry. He's been reported for a behind-the-play incident. That'll be interesting to see what happens because he's very, very important for him. But this man here just does what he wants. Look at Isaac get wrapped around the post here. That would have hurt. He went off, got subbed after that, had a spell. But a very, very good side. The votes went to Buddy. Oh, sorry. First of all, have a look at this. Thanks, Milk. This is John Longmire, very happy after the win. Have a look at that. Poor old horse, he's got to loosen up. He's losing the feathers. They're marching back. This is after the win, and the horse is like, come on, horse.
Lighten up, horse.
3-0, Bill. Imagine he was coaching.
Oh, exactly.
He's become boring. Come on, horse. Lighten up.
Buddy Franklin, Heaney, McVeigh, and there's your man Whitfield, who's a very, very good player. Gets plenty of it. Oh, but we like the Giants. We like them.
Franklin, best player in the comp for you, Nathan?
No, hang on. We've got all the players there. You pick one player.
Schoolyard, Bill.
Schoolyard.
Team Billy.
Right now, round 3 this year.
No. You're going to pick your side. You've got the Townsville Crocodiles are coming into the comp. You're the number 1 recruiter.
Yep.
The players are all there. I'm going Buddy.
I'm going Buddy.
Well, that's not a good. If there's a new team coming, you go younger. You go Fife, right?
No. Well, you're the big recruiter.
You choose.
Oh,
You got a one-off game in the schoolyard.
One game.
And they're all there.
Oh, no. All right, then.
I'm still Buddy.
Buddy. Who are you going?
Fife.
Okay.
Buddy.
Oh, I'm Buddy, yeah. Because if you take 5, then I can pick another midfielder.
At the Sunday Footy Show on Twitter or hashtag Sun Footy Show to join the conversation. It's a fascinating one. The rules need a bit of tightening up, I think.
None of us mentioned Gary Ablett either.
Yeah, interesting. Right,
Probably look at the rules, actually.
Really the most acclaimed player in terms of medals and achievements in the game is Adam Goodes. He's had an interesting run over the last couple of weeks. He played in the NEAFL yesterday. In a recent interview, of course, before yesterday's game, he spoke and sat down with Damian Barrett about what the future holds for Adam Goodes.
You've played a lot of footy, but in the past couple of years, injuries have crept in. Do you feel that what you've done in the pre-season this year has eradicated that fear?
There's no reason in my mind this year that I can't play every game. Obviously, there'll be times where I'm going to be sore just because this game it can take it out of you, that's for sure. But, I'll wait and see. I've got no pressure from the footy club, no outside pressures saying, is it time to hang the boots up? And when the body's feeling good, I'm just going to keep battering away and see how we go. My contract's up in October and I'm just so happy where I'm at right now. I just want another crack at grand final. Whether that happens this year, next year, whatever it might be, I just want another crack.
Did the team choke, Adam?
Yeah, it's hard to say what is choking out on the ground. we played against Hawthorn, who's been the best team in the competition for the last 3, 4, 5 seasons, been the benchmark. We had a great season last year. We finished top. We won as many games as Hawthorn and Geelong. But, on that day, we didn't play to our standards, and you've got to give a lot of credit to the opposition.
And what was it that gave you closure?
Well, I think for me it was not getting closure in 2006 and how much that lingered. To lose the grand final by a point, we didn't show any footage, we didn't really talk about what happened, and that really affected our start in 2007, and there's no doubt that it really affected the group individually. And having dealt with that before, I knew how important it was for us to get closure, and that's why I was so happy to watch the game again on Tuesday after we'd finished the grand final and get some closure on what had happened, so that we could move forward as quick as possible.
The addition of the big names, Adam, and I know you've played a decisive role, or at least had your opinion of sort on them, with Kurt Tippett coming in and Buddy Franklin. Are you comfortable with the additions of the big names? Yeah,
definitely. I think any time you win premierships and lose grand finals, there's going to be list changes. And for us to acquire Kurt Tippett and Buddy was a great coup for our football club. And for me personally, putting my selfish hat on, it's given me a great opportunity to play more finals football and hopefully win another premiership. And whether decisions by Mumford or Malcheski to leave, that's a personal decision whether that happens or not. But it is sad to see your premiership brothers leave, and it is. But at the flip side, it's quite good for the football club to get these big names.
There's been observations made during your time in the game from the outside that on occasions you may have taken a dive. What do you say to that?
I've played 351 games, and if they're judging that off 15 seconds of footage, then so be it, if they're going to focus on that. If they've seen it over the last 18 years, I'll probably put my hand up and say, yeah, I'm a good actor. But if that's what they're judging it off, they're going to continue to do that. They're probably going to be naysayers about everything else I do as well.
I loved how you answered the question at one stage of being Australian of the Year, how words to the effect of, I didn't make the appointment. Were you surprised that you had to sort of almost justify being Australian of the Year?
Majority of people might or might not agree with what I say or what I think or what I do. So if I had to sit down in a chair and answer questions about the naysayers out there, there'll be so many, and how do I question? I'd rather keep talking to the people who are like-minded and believe in what I'm saying and believe in change for our community.
When you go back to that night at the MCG a couple of seasons ago and go back to that moment and then take yourself to the now, have things changed?
Oh yeah, massively. I think the biggest thing for me is the way schools are now using that in their schoolyards, in their classrooms, to teach kids about what's appropriate and what's not, about name calling, about how how one word can hurt a big tough footballer on a footy field. And I'm happy for that to be the example, and I'm happy for the kids to write to me and saying, I'm doing an assignment on racism and can you answer these questions? And the amount of times I've had that, it's been fantastic because kids are talking about it, they're understanding it, and they're starting to know what is acceptable and what's not.
Your relationship with Eddie Maguire deteriorated during that period. How are you now with Eddie?
Yeah, look, obviously it was in the past. I've moved on, and no doubt Eddie's moved on from that situation. When I see Eddie, I'm happy to shake his hand. I'm not one to hold grudges, but like I've said before, I've moved on in that situation. Yeah, we're not friends, but that's what happens.
Not friends.
There you go, Adam Good's fascinating interview with Damian Barrett, of course, and before his performance yesterday, he played pretty well in the NEFL. It was an unusual situation. Kicked 3 goals. Yeah. There's a ground outside the SCG. Still went inside under the ice bath at half-time. Would have been humbling for him at 351 games, Matthew Lloyd, but good to see him go back and play so well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, Hutch, if it keeps happening to him, whether he hangs in there. So it's okay, I reckon, to do it once or twice. But for someone who's achieved so much for league, and so if he has to spend another 4 or 5 weeks there, it might be time.
Well, yeah, maybe Lloyd, but I reckon he's got his eye on September and the 2 weeks. He's not counting his games. As long as he's ready for the last 6 games of the year. We speak about Heaney and the young guys now. They won't still be going, in the cold months of winter, when you need some senior bodies. He'll have his eye, it's the Clark Keating one, he'll have his eye ready, his eye on September.
You're a Rolls Royce, you don't park it in the driveway, do you, Hutch?
Matthew Lloyd's All-Australian team next.